Welcome to our last live stream of our online Freshers Fair. I hope you've got lots of information from all of our live streams. There's been so much stuff and we've met so many amazing people. And we're on to our last one. And I think I can safely say we saved the best till last. And I'm not just saying that because they're all in the studio with me. But we're joined by our student voice team. So that includes our students union, course reps, all that kind of stuff. We'll obviously go into a bit more information about that in a minute. And we've got Craig, who you might remember from earlier. And we've got Harj. Do you guys want to sort of introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so I'll go first. So obviously, hopefully some of you were involved in the earlier stream. My name's Craig Weil. I'm a member of the SET team, which is the Student Engagement Enrichment Team even, here at the college. I'm primarily responsible for the student union and sort of work side by side with Harj Indar to roll out course reps.
Fab. And Harj?
Hi everyone, my name is Harjinder Singh. I've been in the SET team for around about 12 years and my main responsibility is the course rep system around the whole college.
Cool. And then we've also got two other very special guests, one phoning in all the way from Dundee, which is pretty cool. We've got Naz and Mo, who are ex-SU presidents. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about what you're doing now?
Sure. So hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Zakaria. I was the president of the union since 2016 and ended off on 2018. So been there in union for about 2 years. Initially, I started off being the site-wise president in the union, and then I stepped up on being a president for the union. I'm currently studying in Dundee, Scotland, doing my AI and robotics course, and I'm going to start my 3rd year this semester.
Amazing. Cool. And Naz?
Hi guys, my name is Naz and I was actually president here at Leicester College this year, and I started off at Leicester College in 2018. I started off as interfaith officer, then I moved on to vice president, and then I got the courage to become the president this year. I would say overall I loved the opportunity and it was a lot of fun, and now I'm going to DMU and doing a pediatric course there, and hopefully I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. It's really nice to hear that you guys were, stepped up as the SU and you really grow as you went through, which is amazing. So I've got a little video to play now, which is made by the SU, which in the most fun way possible explains what the SU is. So I am going to play that for you now.
And that's our student union.
Okay, so who are the student union again?
Dunno.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you want funding, then we do have money. And we do have a particular set of skills that we have acquired over a very long time. Skills you can have too. We will look for you. We will help you. And we will represent you.
Amazing. I love that video. I was watching it earlier and I was putting it together and I was like, brilliant. I love this. I think, Naz, are you in that video?
Yeah. Yeah, with the
Yeah, got a little bit of a bit, you know, starring Naz. Fab. So in case that didn't explain it, do you guys want to go over sort of what the SU actually is?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll kick that off. So first and foremost, you know, we get the question, you know, what is the student union? Well, the student union, in short terms, is you as students. So as soon as you enrol at the college, you automatically become a member of the broader student union, so NUS, unless you opt out of that. And then on from that, we have a localised student union, which is called the Executive Committee, and that consists of 21 different posts. So obviously, we already know about the president, but then you've got the women's
Hi
office.
everyone, and welcome to the second session of our online Freshers Fair. Now this is
Health and safety officer. What's going on there?
I think you're fine now.
Yeah, we fine. Yeah, so as I was saying, so different roles: women's officer, health and safety officer, campaigns officer, general officers, a multitude of different roles. We'll look at some of them later. We'll go into them a bit deeper.
Fab. So there is loads of things that make up the Students' Union. It's not sort of just one entity. It's lots of little cogs all working together to sort of work for the students. So what do the Students' Union do? I don't know if maybe Naz or Mo, you want to take this one. Sort of what do the Students' Union do?
Sure.
Go on then.
Well, initially, as a student union, we represent the issues we face as a student in our daily life, in on campus and outside campus. And we bring those issues in front of the management. And sometimes there is a case that we represent them on a national level in front of the government by marching, doing a strike. Like recently, we had a strike when I was during my presidency. We had a march against the HE fees. We were marching in London, and over about 20,000 students from all over UK joined us in the march to strike about the fees we pay for our universities. So we represent the issues we face in our daily life as being a student. And then we try to tackle those as much as possible. We try to solve those as much as we can. And if not, we do find an alternative to it. What's the best possible thing we could do? Also, we do events to represent certain communities, like a BAME event, interfaith events, International Women's Day, LGBT History Month, etc.
Amazing, cool. Naz or Craig, anything you'd like to add?
Naz, first and foremost.
Like Mo said, it's the same thing. You know, so we've also done events in the past about campaigns and, you know, looking at the diversity of Leicester colleges at the same time as well. So we've done all, like Craig's going through International Women's Day. You know, we did donation to Women's Aid. We've done Interfaith Week, and we've also promoted the different faiths in it. We've done trips, you know, visits to different places. STEM event was a great success with, you know, all of the girls empowering each other and, you know, going into details about what STEM really is. And I think it was a great opportunity to do that. And most of it was, we also have national conference. We always take part in it. This year we went to Glasgow. We've took part in Lives Not Knives, which was, you know, quite important topic to look into, and really, you know, inspired a lot of students from that talk to, you know, look after themselves and, you know, look after their friends. So yeah, I think that was a really good thing to do as taking part in such campaigns.
Amazing, cool. Anything to add, Craig?
Yeah, definitely. So in addition to sort of the boards, meetings, committees, you know, campaigns, awareness weeks, we also stage sort of sporting events and sort of trips. So it could be that you're down at Alton Towers or you're down at the Alton at the Houses of Parliament. We tend to go down to the House of Parliament twice a year. There's Alton Towers, London museums visits. And what the SU do to facilitate those to our students, we also subsidise those. So as part of the SU, we'll try and make those trips as cheap as possible, obviously within the limitations of the money that we get given. And the important last thing to say about what it is that we do is formulated by themselves really. So once we have a committee, it depends what they want to do. What we want to try and get over is that it's about empowering people. So if any of our students have got an interest in something or want to put something on, there's no barriers to it really, within reason.
Amazing, cool. So what are the benefits to joining the SU? So what, I don't know if you guys, anything that you want to highlight as being president that's really benefited you guys?
I'd like to go further and say, I think it was quite benefit for me to really be the president. And, you know, I also got the opportunity to be on the student governor board, which was really eye-opening because, you know, we get to know a lot of things that you wouldn't get to know as a normal student, and you get to be the voice of the student at Leicester College. So I think that was a really good opportunity while being the president. So yeah, and overall in being in SU, you get, you know, you wouldn't get those opportunities while being in a classroom. You know, you might want to say that, oh, I want to do this campaign, but you won't be able to do that while you're just sitting in a classroom. So I think it's really important to go out there and see what opportunities are there in Leicester College.
Amazing. Mo, anything you'd like to add?
Well, joining the SU provides a lot of opportunities, and it opens up new skills, your new talents, your current skills which you possess. It enhanced it. Like, you learn more about teamwork, leadership. Being a president, it was all about leadership, management, time management, your priorities in work, all those skills which we need in our daily life or in a actual working environment which we require, and majority of the employer who seeks these kind of skills. I think SU opens up all those skills and enhanced it on a new level for me.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, cool. Yeah, anything anyone else would like to add, or I think these
Well,
guys covered it?
it's brilliant for me to sort of hear them comments, and I'll just echo those really in terms of developing yourself as a person and those transferable skills. You know, this is the place to do it. On from that, obviously, it looks really good on your CV. If you're going for a job interview or you're going on to university, you know, you can put the fact that you've been a member of the student union down. And all the activities that you've been involved with, it just makes you a more interesting candidate for the job or the place at university.
Yeah, and it shows really good leadership skills, organisation skills. So it's a lot of benefits you get for being part of the SU.
I think also confidence is a major factor.
Yeah,
These guys now, you know, they've had confidence to go on to university, more rounded individuals. And then just I should mention as well, at the end of the year, a full year service merits a college certificate. So it is accredited from that point of view to put into your CV. And we also operate a point system. So for every activity that you get involved with, whether it's one of the ones that we've mentioned, so sports, trips, campaigns, locally and nationally, awareness weeks, there's an attributed points. And on from that, you can get High Cross vouchers. So that's a nice little touch.
Very nice. Again, I love a bit of free money.
Yeah. For 18 points, you get a £50 High Cross voucher. So
very nice. Cool. So how do students go about getting involved? They might have been listening and they're like, I definitely want to be part of this. So how do students get involved with the SU?
So I'll let Mo, do you want to just roll that one off first of all and just say how you got involved, and then we'll talk about this year?
Yeah, sure. So initially I initially met the ex-president of the union in 2015 when I was invited to give a check to the charity as we raised the money, and that's how I initially came to know and found out more about student union. And then after I had a chat with Craig in person and went through all the available roles during that time, and that's why I decided that this is something which would enhance me and develop me as being a person. So I decided to step up on that and decided to go to the site vice president in 2015. And since that, I think I've learned a lot as a team, from the staff, from student union, from the lead team, or now it's called a set. I've learned from them. They might have learned something as well initially from me, and I think it's been great. It's been fantastic, and communication wise, we're always in touch during our emails, during phone calls if needed. And students, they usually go through all the events we do, the social media posts nowadays, and all sort of way.
Amazing. Your Scottish accent came out a little bit there. It was quite funny. I liked it. Naz, how about you? How did you get involved?
Sorry.
So I think I got involved through LEAP sessions. We did have people. So in our LEAP session, they talked about STU, and I thought, this is something new. I should take part in it definitely. Looking at my confidence, quite when it wasn't in the right best stable form. So I thought of, this is the best opportunity to have that go on myself. So I straight away went to the set team, and I spoke to Craig, and he showed me all these opportunities, and we spoke about, what role would be the best for me. And that's when I decided to be an interfaith officer. And I thought, especially because I'm a religious person, it'd be really, good thing to, take that forward and really, be the voice of those students. And from there, we just went ahead. And honestly, I've had a great journey with the whole of set team, and we've really just grown upon each other.
Oh, that's very nice to hear. So that's obviously these guys' journeys. But how will students if your advice, Craig, what would be the best way for students to get involved in the SU?
Yes, first of all, both of those kept me on my toes for the whole of the year. On from that, obviously this year's going to be slightly different, isn't it? So usually we'd roll out, in order to become a member of the student union, you have to get voted into roll. So we have an election. We normally have them 2 times per year, the autumn one and a summer one. Obviously this year, we missed the autumn one. Sorry, we missed the summer one, and obviously, so we're just going to have the autumn one. So nominations have actually opened. They actually opened. There's the poster for you. So they're actually opened on the 9th of September, and they're open until Wednesday, the 7th of October. Ashton, is it clear then? There is my number and my email address. Is it quite?
I can zoom in to make it a little bit easier for everyone. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. So for anybody watching this or streaming, if you have got a pen and a paper, feel free to jot that number down and jot my email address down, and email me directly or give me a call directly to my college mobile, and I'll be happy to sort of go over it with you from there. On from that, I'm just in the process of having an all-student email go out. So contained within this email will be that very poster, some information from myself about how you can get involved and how to stand for election, and also what's called a nomination pack.
Amazing, cool. So what roles are there that students can get involved with? I know there's quite a few, so obviously there's quite a lot to look at, but what ones are there available?
So I won't run through in total. There's 21, but there's an extension to 2 of the positions. So as we've already heard, we've got the role of president. We have site vice presidents to deal with the issues on each of the individual sites. We have a campaigns officer, a treasurer, a sports and events officer, a women's officer, LGBT plus officers. So quite a few.
Yeah. So if you think that, that's something that you'd like to be a part of, that's something you'd like to represent, then obviously get in touch with Craig and see how you can become an SU officer.
What we would do, sorry, Ashton, what we would do is we'd obviously have the physical freshers fair, so the student union would have a stall there, and we'd engage our learners there, and also the set team would be going in and out of classes and discussing it, and that's how Naz got involved. We went to the classes, we presented, and then obviously students come down to the offices. Obviously, that's not possible this year, but the other thing to say is, do go onto the student union social media feeds. So they have got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I know Instagram is currently populated with posts to do with elections, so that will give you the lead and it'll give you my information to contact me as well.
Fab, thank you. So how much time do students normally dedicate to their role? And will there be support and training available to them when they want to be part of the SU?
So this is always a massive question for students. How much time am I going to have to dedicate? Because obviously we understand and appreciate, one, it's a voluntary role, and two, students have got a lot going on outside of college in terms of part-time jobs, families, partners, etc., etc. So the real answer to that is, because it's voluntary, it's as much or as little time as you want to dedicate. Obviously, the more time and effort you put in, the more that you're going to get out of it. But there is no kind of, there's no set amount. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do want to see you, and we ask that students come to a meeting, at least one out of every 3 meetings. But bear in mind, their individual meetings are only one every 2 weeks. So I'm asking, essentially, the minimum I'm asking you to come to is a meeting every 6 weeks. So, you know, so that's not too bad. Obviously, there is work to be done in between that. So it's not simple going to one meeting in 6 weeks. And it depends what your role is and what your level of engagement is. But I mean, I suppose it's about balance. It's about anything in life. It's about finding sort of a college work, student union, you know, part-time work balance. And I think it's worth speaking to these 2 guys here as well in terms of how they balance their time and how they found it.
Yeah, do you guys have anything to say about how you guys sort of distributed your time and anything that you found?
I think majority of my time I've spent in compiling with my studies was, I used to be mainly in the SU office, and obviously SU office is meant to be used by union members, so they can come in, they can use the office, whether it's to do with the SU related work or it's in terms of your personal work. But I was using the SU office mainly to do both, because first of all, it's a completely private to you or the SU members. And second, it's your own space. You have your own space. There is no much hustle. You can come in your own time. You do whatever you want. And as long as you're not doing something irrelevant to or something, you're not harming yourself or anything, I think it's good to have something like that. And you can do whatever you like. I mean, the set office is literally next to you, and if there is a need, you can go and ask them and all.
Cool. Now, is anything to add, or?
I'd say we used to quite a lot spend, like Mo said, we used to spend a lot of our time in SU after lessons and stuff. We'd just come in, and especially before our meetings, we would come in like 20-30 minutes earlier, and we'd just prepare everything, you know, we'd go through everything and, you know, have all our members together and go through the presentations. And as like Craig said, depending on your role, it depends, you know, if you've got a, you know, more engaging role, then that means you have to be, you know, doing more, you know, like preparing your presentations and stuff. Like for myself, I had to prepare SU presentations, and I would have to get some guidance from Craig. So what I would do is I would just go to the office and, you know, ask Craig, you know, what is to be done. And honestly, it is really interesting and fun. And again, it really develops your skills, your computer skills, your confidence, and your leadership skills. Yeah.
Amazing, cool. So before we move on to talking about course reps, do you guys have anything else that you'd like to talk about with the SU?
I'd just like to say, obviously, because you touched upon it before in terms of support and training. So basically, it's part of my role. So I'll be supporting you throughout the whole of the year. But I don't just work alone. So, you know, Harj is involved in this. But the whole of the set team at different points during the year, you might be working with this. So we've got Steve Whittle, who's our sports coordinator. So depending on if it's a sporting activity, they'll engage with Steve. We've got Sarah Rivat, who's involved in the interfaith work that we do at the college. So you may be working with her. So it's basically set her on standby really for the whole of the year to support you. And in terms of training, we do a one-day training event, which covers basically, you know, who the SU are, what you're supposed to be doing, safeguarding and equality and diversity. And then we also sort of have someone in from the national body to speak to you about sort of national body initiatives and how we can engage them. So full support, full training given.
Amazing, cool. Well, I think that's about everything I want to talk about for the SU, I think. And we'll come back to it a little bit at the end, just give a quick recap of how to approach and how to get nominated, that kind of thing. But for now, I think we'll say thank you and bye-bye to Naz and Mo, so they can go back to doing what they were doing. And Obviously,
you.
Mo's in the middle of heading somewhere, so we'll let him get to the destination. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll talk a little bit about course reps. So thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us today, and you guys have a good day.
See you guys. Cool. So now it's just us gals. We're going to talk a little bit about course reps. So we've got a video to play, Harj, and then we'll ask you some questions.
No problem.
Cool. I have a little course rep video there.
Did you like the music?
I did like the music. I like the music. All the videos today have been very funky, and I've just sort of been bopping my head around to them. So I did quite like the music. But Harj, obviously, you're sort of like, I'm going to call you the king of course reps in the set team. So, so that title all right? King of course reps.
I'll have to have it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to accept it.
Yeah.
So could you sort of explain, obviously the video told us a little bit, but what is a course rep just in general?
Basically, the course rep system in the college is like the customer service side. A lot of when we actually do the training with the students, we explain that the college is like a business.
Yeah.
Okay, and we try to offer a service, and the service is offered to some customers, and the customers are basically the students. Okay, so if there's anything that we need feedback on the college from our customers, the students, the course reps are those actual customers who come in and tell us they come in and tell us what we're doing well and what we need to improve on.
Cool. So they're like the connection between your everyday student and the people who can make the changes that will make the students' lives easier. So they're really integral part of the college. Course reps.
Yeah, it's like the first step in the ladder of the student voice. So course reps we basically have 2 course reps per class.
Yeah.
And they're voted in just before half term in term 1. They can be voted in by their learner coach. Sorry, they're voted in by their class, but facilitated by the learner coach, the tutor, the program lead. And it's a position where they're going to be the voice of their class. And they actually meet once a term with the director of the curriculum. And it's really rare for students to actually meet the director.
Yeah.
And actually explain to them how their course is going, how they're enjoying it, what needs to be improved, what's not working. It's not all negatives, it's not all positives, because that's not how the world runs. But we do need the students to come to those meetings and participate.
Fab, cool. So who can become a course rep? Is there a specific person, or can it be
any
anyone?
student? Yeah, any student. Normally, like Craig said, we do inductions, and we normally go in and explain the whole role to the actual class. But unfortunately, this year with COVID and issues like that, the induction is probably going to be online. But we're going to ask the curriculum to get the staff to make sure that they do actually elect the course reps, because it's so important in the college to have the course reps.
Yeah, definitely. So if someone, listens to the induction, or they're watching this and they want to become a course rep, how do they go about doing that?
So the staff member in their tutorial group or a LEAP session will start talking about course reps. They can put their hands up. If there's more than 2, there's a few in the class, they can have an election. So they learn a little bit about the democracy, about voting. So it's all included into the British values sort of part of the curriculum as well.
Yeah, cool. So the best way to do it is just to make yourself known to your tutor, and then hopefully you'll be elected into being a course rep. So when a student becomes a course rep, obviously it can seem like quite a daunting thing, representing your class and their opinions. So do they get training and support while they're a course rep?
Yeah, every single curriculum area has a training session. Myself, Craig, or other members of the SET team participate in that training session, and we make sure that the skills that the students will gain by being a course rep are prominent in the training session. So they've actually come into a role where they're gaining something, and that experience they're going to gain, we tell them how it's going to be transferable into university, into jobs, because sometimes you do get those students who are very quiet at the beginning of the year, and the SET team try to sort of make them come out of their shell. It can either be a course rep, it can either be a member of the student union, it can just be coming to the sports sessions and just volunteering with our team. So it's like a whole sort of thing. We're trying to make the student a better person to get better experiences as well.
Amazing, cool. And how many course reps are there that we have? Obviously there's 2 per classes, we've got 19,000 students. So how many course reps do we have?
So over the years, we found out by going to all these student voice conferences and et cetera, that we have probably the largest course rep system in any FE college.
Amazing.
I know about Leeds Metropolitan College. They've got probably double of the amount of students that we've got. And the last sort of conference we attended, they were saying they had about 60 or 70.
Oh, wow.
And we have 400, and obviously that's what the SET team does. We have to actually facilitate getting all the information of every single course rep, putting in databases, making sure they know when their meetings are, and we try to make sure it's not overwhelming for students, because you can understand in the training session we do actually say you've actually come to complete a course.
Yeah.
Okay, so the primary objective of being in the college is to pass your course and get good grades, but we look to the future where you're probably just thinking about your course, and we're thinking when you want to go for an interview, you're going to university, you need to know about different experiences and examples. So you can talk about being in the SU, you can talk about being in the course rep system, you can talk about examples of speaking in front of crowds, or doing speeches in front of curriculum area managers and principals and vice principals. So it's always a learning experience that we're trying to sort of sell them. Yeah.
So what benefits do the sort of students who become course reps get?
So obviously there's transferable skills that the students will gain: public speaking, communication, personal skills, time management. A lot of students need to know about time management, turning up onto meetings on time, etc. We also have a point system for all the students. So they do have to attend 1 meeting a term, so they get points for that. And obviously...
is that the same as the SU points, where eventually they'll get a high cross voucher if they make enough points? Or?
I normally say the phrase points means prizes, but it goes over people's heads.
No, I like that.
And so, yeah, they can gain, I think it's 18 points, similar to the SU. And if they do get 18 points, it's not just attending meetings, though. Charity work, volunteering, all of that stuff is included in being a course rep. And as Craig said, after they become a course rep for a year, they can move on to the SU. So it's not just, oh, I've just done course rep for a year. Sometimes they get the sort of itch of being involved in the actual college life, and then they move on to being a student union member. And we also, in the student voice, it's just not course reps and student union. We have student councils, we have super reps, we have actually meetings with the governors and the vice principal and the principal termly as well.
Amazing, cool. So there's loads of meetings. You'll get to sort of be right in there in the thick of it and helping make changes, which is amazing. So if someone's, maybe not too confident, but they want to be a course rep, is there any advice that you'd give them? Any kind of
if they're not too confident, they can always come and see us. Like we said, we normally have the social space open, but unfortunately it's not open. But our offices are, so they can always come in and talk to us. We can actually go and talk to them in classes as well. If there's a group of them who want to know a bit more about being a course rep, we can actually go and talk to them. But I have to say, over the years that we've been doing this, and I'm sure Craig will agree, is that the quietest ones in the beginning of the year, their confidence does grow. We've had ex-course reps, ex-SU members who are now vice principals of colleges, doctors, pharmacists. They've gone into university, and when you get that sort of example of being in a big, massive, crowded sort of seminar room in a university, and they're asking people to stand up, our course reps have already been doing that in college.
Yeah.
So they have the confidence already built in.
Amazing. Cool. Well, yeah. So course reps and in general, being part of the SU are really, really beneficial to students, and by the sounds of things, also really good place to make friends. And by the looks of things from the SU video, also quite fun sometimes. So yeah, it's a really good thing to get involved in. Do you have anything else you'd like to sort of say about course reps, Harj? Or
yeah, course reps. Once you become a course rep, you do get information that we would ask you to take back to your courses and that actually disseminate across the curriculum. It might be to do with trips, it might be to do with events, it might be to do with something that you particularly are not interested in, but we want you to take that information back because you never know who in your class would be interested. So it's another way that the college spreads the information around our different curriculum areas. And also course reps, you'll meet other people from different curriculum areas. And you will also, in your curriculum area meetings, meet students who are probably a level above you, level 2 or level 3, and you can ask questions about courses. And especially meeting your director of curriculum, the majority of them do want to hear about their curriculum area, and they do want to know your views and how you think they can improve their area.
Amazing. So if you do fancy yourself as a change maker, as someone who can really make a difference, then a course rep is a really good place to start. Obviously, would you maybe explain a little bit about what super rep is as well, just while we've got you?
Really quickly, super reps, you don't get no Superman t-shirt or anything like that.
Damn.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people have been asking, but we haven't got the budget. What the super rep does is you have all these course reps, 2 course reps per class, but every single curriculum area, we've asked them to have 4 or 5 super reps, which actually don't represent your course. They actually represent the curriculum area. And those super reps meet the SU, Student Union, which Craig was talking about, in another body in the college called the Student Council.
Oh, okay, cool. So very quick overview of what a super rep is then.
It's usually second-year returnees, so students that have got a good idea, have been a course rep perhaps, and they've got a good idea of the system.
Amazing, cool. Well, I think that's about all the time we have. Do you guys have anything you'd like to say to students before we wrap up?
Get involved. Definitely get involved.
Yeah, come and see us. Get involved, come and see us. If you have any questions or any worries or you don't know what to do, just come and drop in
Fab.
Sorry, and in terms of the nominations that are now open, I'll stress that again. If you've not heard about it and you do want to find out more about it, this information has gone out to curriculum area managers, program area managers, and tutors. So just simply speak to your tutor. They will have had an email about it, and all the information is contained in there. They can then pass that on to you, and you can get hold of me.
Amazing. So I'm going to leave this nomination poster up for you. So if you have any questions, Craig's details are all on there. That is all we have for the Freshers Fair today. We have a quiz that is taking place in about 15 minutes. So if you're not already signed up, sign up now on the link that I've just posted in the comments, and we'll get you the link to join the quiz. You can be in it to win a gift voucher. So it's pretty cool, and it's organised all by our set team to meet some more members of our set team. But for now, thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you for participating in our Freshers Fair. I know it's not maybe as good as the normal Freshers Fair. We've not got Craig on a bucking bronco or any free pizza, but that'll be next year. It's fine. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you,
hope
Ashton.
you had a wonderful day. All right.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.